Greetings. This is Scholar Saunders Singh. What's current? One moment. Gotta make sure everything's straight. Gotta make sure everything's in its proper position. All right, we're good. All right, hey. More nigger nonsense. Niggers going to jail, niggers going to prison, locked up without bail, bond. I still am trying to figure out what the difference between a bail and a bond is. So somebody can school me to that whole situation. I looked it up, and the definitions are too close together. I don't understand the difference between bail and a bond. That's something different though. What we have here today, Trench Baby, otherwise known as Polo G's brother, is now in line for murder. He has been charged with murder. He's currently sitting behind bars. And he's one of the many now, I guess you can say, that make up the prison system, make up the jail system. For some people in prison or in jail who are black, 37% or more. Prison incarceration rate, this is from Prison Policy Initiative. Prison incarceration rate for Native people, okay, so it's more than white people. So it's like I said before, I've said this on many occasions, white people commit most of the crimes. They are 57.5% of the U.S. prison system. Blacks are 38.6% of the prison system. But the issue is the difference, the disparity with the amount of the population that aren't in prison and the ones that are. So blacks make up about 14% of the population, and whites make up, what is it, like 40 to 50, 60%? I'm not sure. I mean, let me make 100% sure. Whites make up what percent in the U.S.? They make up 75.8%. So it's a big disparity for 14% versus 75.8%. So that's why it seems as though blacks commit more crimes. It's not the case. That's not true. Whites commit more crimes. It's just the disparity between the percentages. So with that said, I'm still trying to figure out all the names and different there's a Chirac wiki now I'm looking at right now. I'm trying to figure out all that. There's 4 people in this live chat right now. State your name, say hello, top chat, tell somebody else to subscribe. If you don't got money, at least use your Twitter finger, your X fingers, and your Instagram fingers and your Facebook fingers and all those, Snapchat, whatever the hell you want to use. Let somebody know that I'm on and popping. I'm getting this money. So let's not get it twisted. If you look at the top on Scholars 50 Club, that means there's 3 people that gave me $50. How much is that? It's $150 just for this month so far on, for the 50 plus. I've been getting, dibs and dribs and drabs here and there, but I'm putting in the work. This is all for the dough. I'm doing this all for the money, but I put in the effort. I put in the research. I put in, I listen to audio and watch videos and read articles, and I try to get as much information and everything I can. And it still gets crazy because I'm still trying to figure out what this is, because it's like there's no consensus among the different writers of the different articles. So I'm just going to try to relay this as best I can. Trench Baby, otherwise known as Taurean Barrett, shot and killed a man back in on June 10th. Okay, so you got that much? All right, so allegedly, this comes from the 757 gang, this person that was murdered. And the 757 result, pay very close attention. The 757 is a code, in a sense, for the alliance. I'm getting this from Chirac Wicca, the chirac.fandom.com. which is 757, is an alliance of gangster disciples and black disciples located in the Douglas neighborhood in Chicago, Illinois, formed in 2014. The name 757 comes from the last digits of the three sets that make up 757. Rock Nation, that has nothing to do with, Jay-Z's Rock Nation, 027, at least I don't know. Lawless 035 and the Av 037. So a little history right there. So they have names, but I want to make sure I get them right. So allegedly, let me make this, make sense. Try to make sense of this. They're saying that on June 10th, Lil Ro, or I'm telling you, this is deep. This man, Dashaun Berry, was killed on June 10th of 2023. Okay, in North Hollywood, California. I'm getting this from XXL in a parking lot around 1:30 a.m. and pronounced dead on the scene. So the wicked must be mixed up because they have it as Lil Ro being killed on June 10th, 2021. Now, do they, or does XXL and other outlets mean that he was killed on June 10th, 2021, or is it June 10th, 2023? See, this is the weird, goofy mix-up that this whole thing has. All right. No, hold on. Let me clear out the people in the live chat. Let me clear out the people. No, I am not late. You failed to email me at what time I should be on the air. No, hi, you're a paying customer. You're a paying man. You gave me that money. I appreciate it, but I have to go in order. I have to get this out of my system. This is like vomit. I'm throwing up right now. But salute to you. Yeah, so I have to get this vomit out. I have to throw up, and then we can eat the rest of the food. I have to get this vomit out first. But yeah. So we'll get to that. We'll get to that, Rick James. I first have to get to this trench baby shit. I have to get to this trench baby shit because this is a trending topic. This is what's going on. That's just a question I always want to know about. What other people, inquiring minds might have. I was always been thinking about this since I was like probably in grade school. But I mean, and I made sure I didn't say love a quadriplegic or like a quadriplegic or take care of. I said marry. I mean, lock and bond. You can love them or not, but we'll get to that later. We're talking about Trench Baby locked up right now without bail or bond or anything like that. And he's definitely he's in jail right now for the murder of they're saying in XXL Dashaun Berry, but the Wicca is saying Lil Ro 757. So if they have something crossed, something's not adding up, something's not connecting, something's not right. If you looked it up, if you look up what's his name, Lil Ro 757, and you put in his actual government name, Dashaun Berry, you're gonna get something totally different. You're gonna get something that's not even going to correspond. Gotta be careful on the internet. I mean, look at Snoop. I wasn't duped or fooled, but I was trying to give him the benefit of the doubt. And the only reason why I said Snoop stop smoking is because that's code for marijuana. He didn't say I stop smoking marijuana. He never said that. So I have to give him credit for doing this PR campaign. And it was a big joke. Now he's just laughing, smoking a spliff right now. Baja Jackson, see? Hallelujah, thank you, Jesus, in the name of the blood. Baja Jackson came through. He's not even in the live chat, and he came through with I'll show you right now. 160. What's 160 minus 25? See, let's see. 135. Okay, so 25. I was raised 135 to go. Let's make it. And like I said, Height the paying customer. Rick James, you're not a paying customer, but I respect you because you told other people about my show. I respect that. I seriously do, Rick James. You may not have given me dollar number one, but you said, you know what? I can tell somebody they can know. I'm still waiting for Samantha to be in the top, in the top chat. Is she of age? Is she, older? Is she looking? Is she on the search? Is she on the hunt? Is she in the hunt? But I seriously appreciate you, Rick James. Seriously, I do. I appreciate Height. Like I said, he's a paying customer. Always, fills in where I need to say something. Then he has, the right the lyric to the song. So I appreciate that. But getting back to this bullshit, I'm tired. XXL has a whole gallery of 25 rappers that are either in jail or prison right now, or just got out. One of them being that just got out was BG. So these young men of color, sadly, like, it's very sad. It's nothing to be proud of. It's not like you're going to college. It's not like you're going to university, even though there are programs for people to, take college courses and stuff like that. Get your GED, whatever the case might be. That's compelling, but you're still in prison. You're still in the system. You still are marred for the rest of your life forever. Everywhere you go, okay, he's a felon. Sorry, you can't be approved for this because you were incarcerated for this many years, or for your record. It's just going to be a ball and chain. You may have the lock and chain maybe off of you. It's the reverse. Like in prison, you have your mind, but you don't have your body. You can do what you want in your mind. You can do most things with your body, but you can't break out of those four walls. You can't break out of the gym or the yard or whatever the case may be. You can't do that. Hold on, Height's got something on me. Hold on. Do your homework on Honeycomb Brazy coming out on Tuesday and getting put back in on Thursday. Okay, I'll look up Honeycomb Brazy. Thank you, Height. See. You're doing work for me, and then I'm bombing it back out to you guys and everybody else. I'll do the homework on Honeycomb Brazy. I'm gonna say that. Let me put that in my notes. Honeycomb Brazy. Honeycomb Brazy. Okay. Let me make sure I got that together, and everything is smooth and riding on that. Good to go. Ricardo Emmanuel. I don't know about you, man. You be on some other stuff. As long as you put in some money, I'm all right with you. If you recommend somebody, if you recommend somebody, I like the hate. I like that hate. Thank you very much. You must be a nigga with a wig. You must be something like that. All right. What about me, Skylar? And you spelled my name wrong. Way. If you ask me questions, just make sure you put a dollar sign to it. But that's funny, Ricardo. Thank you for giving me a laugh. I needed that. But you even gave Height a laugh, so that's saying something. That's good. Yeah. So we got this whole issue. I'm just giving an example of Trench Baby. I just listened to one song today, with Trench Baby on. I couldn't tell who it was. I can't tell by the voice. But this is what the question is. Will his lyrics, which are very profane, very, violence driven, very, harsh and radical and disturbing, be that as they may, should they be allowed in court? That's the question. I know I'm far away from it. I'm far away from a trial. I'm far away from him even being, going through the system, setting a date for a trial, having a hearing. That's probably going to be like a year or 2 years away. So, I mean, will his lyrics again be admissible in the court of law? I hope they're not. It's a totally different state. It's a different state. The murder happened in California. He's from Chicago. So I don't know what they're going to say in California. I hope not. I've said this on many occasions. I said this about YNW Melly. I said this about Young Thug and Gunner and all them. The whole Rico case should not be allowed. Should not be admitted. It's art. That's totally different. And Fammy Willis can say whatever the hell she wants to whip her hair back and forth, all she wants. But when it comes down to it, it really means that you're going against principle. The principle is to find truth and find reality. You're not going to find reality in a goddamn rap song. It could describe something that's real. It could describe something that's true, but it's not a documentary. It's a feature film, like Social Network. I mean, Mark Zuckerberg even said it himself. He was like, "Yeah, the only thing I think they got right was me wearing a Gap's hoodie." That's what he said. You can say whatever you want in a movie or a TV show, but if it's designated and designed to be a documentary, it's got to tell facts. It's got to tell truth. It's got to tell reality, not just some made up bullshit. Not to say the Social Network is bullshit. That's one of my favorite films, but in light of hip hop lyrics, rap lyrics, they have to have a sense of truth and basis of reality. Height says, but what about if the rapper raps about actual open cases, giving details and whatnot? That's exactly what I mean. Even if, just like Mark Zuckerberg is a real person, Eduardo Saverin is a real person. Basically every person except I think Rashida Jones's character was a real person. And there's some more fictional characters. I'm just giving you, a different side, but the whole issue is that you can say whatever you want about real situations, real killings, real murders. Say I murdered him, I shot him in the face, I put him in his place on June 10th, of this date or whatever the case. I'm not trying to rhyme, but you know what I mean. Like you say whatever the hell you want in a rap song. I shot him dead in his jaw. I watched him fall. Whatever you want to say, it doesn't matter because it's a rap song. It's art. It's not real. Just like, if Mark Zuckerberg were ever to get into another legal battle, with antitrust or something like that, with Meta, they're not going to use the screenplay from Aaron Sorkin from the Social Network and the movie itself by director David Fincher. They're not going to use that as evidence against them, or I can't imagine if they would or should. They shouldn't, but I'm just trying to picture that whole scenario. We're going to bring in the film now, Social Network, and we're going to show you how much of a scumbag Mark Zuckerberg actually is, or something like that. Not to say that the movie paints him as a scumbag. They just paint him as mixed mainly. So it's art. You bring in a sculpture of somebody stabbing or shooting somebody, or you have a painting of somebody shooting somebody, and somebody was really shot and they were really killed, and the person is on trial, the painter. Is that permissible? Is that right? Should that be allowed? I say no, defiantly. I still say no. So, this whole case just rings of weird situation. It's very weird because, like I said, they're saying June 10th of this year on the Wicca, which I don't find as much, what is it? Not clarity, but not brevity, but legitimacy, legitimate. Except from its, it's different, takes in on what 757 means. So they have different people that are against them. So I'm just very confused, to be honest with you. I don't know what they mean because on June 10th, Lil Ro died. Lil Ro 575 died, was murdered. But it says June 10th, 2021. I go to the double XL article. I go to XXNX. What's it called? Not XXNX. Freudian slip. HHNA hot new hip hop .com. And I go there and I see the fact that there's people, trying to cover the story, but not really being on. Like they're not saying the full story, and it's past now. Like they don't have any stories on it. They had it for a minute, but now it's gone. It used to be up here. I don't know. I'm gonna go to all hip hop. Not on here anymore. It's on double XL though. And let me see hip hop DX.com. They don't care either. Okay, so here it goes. Polo G's brother charged with murder over drive. So it was a drive-by. Okay, so this is coming from a story written by Sean Sotero. It says, it's from Los Angeles, California. Polo G's brother, his quotes, Polo G's brother, Trench Baby, has been charged with murder, reportedly over a drive-by shooting this past summer. Okay, so they may have slipped up on the date on the Wikipedia, the Wicca, the forum, the fandom page. I know, right? That was a Freudian slip. Baha, salute to you, my dumb ass. This is why it's not for kids. This is for adults only. This is not for kids. This is all for adults. Baha Jackson, you're creeping on the come up. I think for this month, trying to get to 50. You got one more. Do what you just did again, and you're in the club. You'll be in the club again. It's those you guys are my go-tos. You guys are my day ones. I appreciate it. Thank you, Baha Jackson. Oh, don't know what that is. Oh yes. Well, you're an adult. You're an adult. You can figure it out. You'll figure it out real soon. Make sure you put it on. Oh, Greg S is in the building. Okay, but make sure you put it on privacy. The what is it called? The incognito. Make sure you put on incognito before you do anything, so it doesn't save on your browser. Woo! That's funny. See, messing me up, man. But no, it's pretty serious. I'm just sick and tired of this shit. I really am. I'm sick and tired of young black men going to jail and prison that have talent, that have an ability, have some kind of value to offer the world, and yet they're getting 30-year prison sentences, 75-year prison sentences, 150 years. The judges throwing out years like it's football numbers. That pisses me off. That angers me. They should be out slaying white women all over the world, getting money, doing shows, handing out turkeys this week. They should be so poor That's their thing. I'm not saying that's a good thing or a bad thing. Don't look at it as altruistically. Look at it as selfishly. You can give out turkeys. But I always had this question. Why not give out your chain and your Lambo and your Ferrari and your houses? Give all that to the poor. Why don't you give everything to the poor? Why is this? Oh no, that's extreme. That's going, not. Oh man, you going outside the bounds. That's too much. That's extra, man. That's too much. That's extra. You being extra. Well, that's that's too deep. That's profound. That's extreme. You know what else is extreme? Their poverty. So why don't you give it up? I'm not saying that you should. I'm just saying, according to your principles, according to your morality, you're saying that you should be able to give up all of your possessions. And they can't even do any of that when they're behind bars. They're in prison. They're in jail. You got Trench Baby out here. What's his real name? Let me make sure. Taurean Barrett. Trench Baby. TB. He is definitely on, track to becoming another young black male with talent, with something to offer the world, that's going to be locked up probably for the rest of their life. He's got a murder charge. Same thing goes with Young Thugger, YNW Melly, and so many others. Too many to name. On some serious charges for some bullshit. Just because they have a different set, because they have a different area where they grew up in. And this was in California. They're from Chicago. From what I understand, let me make sure. Where's Polo G in Polo G? Yeah, Chicago. They're from Chicago. And his brother. The hell? Hold on, I'm doing a little bit more. Okay, so yeah, so Trench Babies, it doesn't look too good. Doesn't look too sweet. Shit ain't sweet out here. Shit's not sweet. And like I said, if they're guilty, lock them up, put them away, throw away the key, or put them in on the table. YNW Melly, double murder. He can be put on that table and get that injection. That'd be the last. They call them stabs and or jabs. They call them jabs in England and UK. That'd be the last jab of his life. I just think it's incredibly sad. It's disturbing. It's disgusting. It's a failure of our entire educational system. It's a failure of the parents. It's a failure of previous generations. All of them. It's disgusting. It's all a failure. Let's do anything. Let me murder this person. Let me rob this person. Let me kill this person. Let me do anything. Put it in a song and don't let it be admissible. How about that? Yeah, I shot you. I shot you. I'm not going to court and I'm not going to jail because of the song. So I hope that's the case for Trench Baby, because he's got from just the song. I don't know about twisting around and saying the hills are alive with the sound of music. It's a little harsher than that. So Trench Baby, hold your head up. If you didn't do the issue, if you did do this murder, all I can say is you deserved it. You earned it. You earned your place behind the bars. All right. Here is The cell bars are alive with the sound of music. I like that, Rick James. All right, this is the question. Where was the question? Hold up. Let me make sure, because y'all are wondering something. Rick James came back. Okay, good. I thought you were going to go. He said, but Rick James said earlier, this is my topic. This is my question. Would you marry a quadriplegic? And I say, I just question it. I always wondered that since I was a little kid. I'm like, wow, would that be kind of shallow if you didn't? But here we go. Here, Rick James says, I can't stay long, so I'll just answer your question now. I would never date a quadriplegic, not for $1 million. Why not? Why not, Rick? I'm curious. Hear what you say. I also had a question about it. Let me see. Okay, so you say no, and why not? Give your responses. And I just want to tease this out. I want to say, for me, it depends on everything. Depends on context, and all depends on context. Because it would be, shallow and vicious to me, I think, to not, marry a female, a woman, because she was quadriplegic. Or it would have to be for a genuine piece. I would care with her, not care for her, because there's always the idea that, if it's quadriplegic, they're going to want to, they're not going to necessarily be like a paraplegic. Someone has the activity of their arms or their legs. Somebody that's, doesn't have usage of their legs. It could be both ways. It could be like they say, I can do it. Let me do it. Oh, come on. No, I can do it. And they want to be really involved. And they want to, make sure that they're showing you that they're making an effort to not just be a louse. And then there's also the idea that they can be a louse and say, like, oh, my legs don't work. My arms work, but, nothing else does, and I'm just going to be here. And, oh, could you get that? And, oh, could you, well, it could be like that. Hey, Heidi saying, if I was already married and my wife became quadriplegic, then I would stay with her and take care of her. That's admirable. I would respect that too, because that would be some cold shit. You say, all right, bitch, you can't move your arms or legs. You got to get the F up out of here. You can't be with me. I'm getting a younger, prettier girl, and you just gonna be assed out. Am I lying? I'm just trying to tell you the truth. So, okay, Rick James says, if I'm caring for a quadriplegic, there better be dollar signs involved. See, this is the question I want to know about too. Do you think about, if they're quadriplegic, they're probably going to get disability and probably a lot of money. A lot of money. They're probably going to have, your house is going to be modified. Your vehicle is going to be modified. You're going to have a ramp system. You're going to have a state-of-the-art chair and a bed system. Everything's going to be streamlined. Does anybody remember a movie called The Bone Collector? With I think it was Angelina Jolie and Denzel Washington, and he was quadriplegic. You remember that? Anybody else remember that? I could be wrong. I might be wrong. Hold on. Let me make sure I get the right. Yeah. Yep. Denzel Washington, Angelina Jolie. Yep. So if you're paralyzed from the neck down, something like that. Could you imagine that? Could you imagine being with that person? Okay. So let me see. Height, but I'm not going into it. Just doing see how I ever start dating one to begin with. Okay. If my wife became quadriplegic, I would leave her too. Okay. That could be your decision. I mean, that's not very cold. I said it earlier. That'd be some cold shit, but That may not be cold shit. That just may be an honest reaction to something. You may not be able to be the one for her. You could possibly be worse off, and both of you could be worse off because you may not be the one that could care for her. There are people that are trained to deal with people that have, disabilities like that. So if you were to say, you know what, honey, I'm sorry, I can't deal with this. I don't want to burden you. I would be a burden to you more than you would be of me. It will be a harsher circumstance for me to be in this relationship, and I selfishly have to consider myself. And it's proper for you to find somebody else that knows, somebody, a trainer, a physician, somebody that is going to be better equipped with, dealing with your, your ailment. That's how I see it. That's how I see it. Rick James says, I hate to say it, but you can't make my mad passionate love with a vegetable. Damn, Rick James. Hey, that's a question. That's something that's, very pressing and serious, and goes on, I'm sure, in hundreds of thousands, if not millions of lives. Because there's 8 billion people on the planet, and there's probably a good number of paraplegics and quadriplegics. And it's weird because if you're a female, I mean, just a little bit of lube and, you're in there. But if you're a man and you can't get it up unless they have, some kind of stent or some kind of, construction. I don't know what they have, but they went. It's been 35 years since I saw Born on the 4th of July, and I hope I don't spoil anything, but he gets paralyzed from the waist down, so he can't perform any sexual, intercourse with anyone because he's paralyzed. So, if you have that condition, especially a quadriplegic, where you're both your extremities, your arms and your legs are non-functioning, it could be hell. It could be total hell. You can't, it'll be bad if you were altruistic for both of you. If you said, this is a terrible situation, I'm doing this at a sacrifice, I'm doing this out of selfless love, which is no such thing as selfless love. There's only love. And it would just be a mess. It would just be terrible. Both parties would suffer tremendously. It'd be terrible. So going into the reasoning behind what you're doing with a quadriplegic person, it's just something that is possible. We have to look at stuff like that. Some people are, cognizant and have their brain and have a mind. Some people are, they're the real vegetables. I don't know what you said with, a vegetable. I'm not talking about a vegetable, Rick James. A vegetable is somebody who has no cognitive ability or ability to express themselves in any way. They're virtually, a vegetable. That's the best expression for them. They're broccoli. They're a carrot. That's what they are. It's a fact. Not even kidding. I'm just saying what, the reason why they started saying it was a vegetable, because it's not like an animal. It's not like, they have some kind of way of using their mind, not consciously, not cognitively as a human being, but they're not a piece of zucchini either. So I'm saying somebody that's quadriplegic, somebody that has lost their limbs, the ability and the activity of their limbs, their arms and their legs. That's different from being a vegetable. A vegetable is very serious. That is sincere, because that is a hard commitment if you want to have them just live their life, because they're not living life. They'll be living, but they won't have a life. They'll be on machines. They would have to have, the same thing happens with paraplegics when, going downstairs, using the restroom, going potty, going to the bathroom. You're going to have to, clean all that up, wash it. Sometimes they had an accident, something, may have happened, and you're going to have to deal with that. You're gonna have to, perform duties that you probably wouldn't normally do. You would have to do certain activities that you probably thought you wouldn't be able to do. If you were, and say you were with the quadriplegic person, it may be they may get disability, but it's probably gonna be not enough. It's probably not gonna be enough. And whatever the case may be, I'll just say an example: a car collision. They get in a car collision. They're paralyzed from the waist down. They get a big, check, right? They probably get like $2.5 million or something like that. All that's going to get eaten up probably within the next few months, because all those different, if they're, just if they're in the car collision, I'm not saying that a civilian situation, because it's going to go, like I said before, ramps around your house. Your car is going to have to be modified. You're going to have additions. You're going to have to, put them in a room. You're going to have different machines. All that's going to be eaten up. They may have to have surgeries. It's going to be taken. There's a man. He wasn't a paraplegic, but he was a veteran. He wasn't a quadriplegic. He was a paraplegic. He didn't have the activity of his legs. He was also a burn victim and a blast victim. I took care of him for a little while. Not extreme. I wasn't like the nurses. All I did was feed him. All I did was come in, say, "Hey, how you doing?" and give him pizza or French fries or whatever he wanted. And he said, "You're my friend." I was like, "God damn, I can't." So it's like I would never see him again. I never saw him again. I'm never going to see him again. So he said, "You're my friend," because I was just, just being honest. I was just being true. I was being kind to the guy. He was a good man. He was in the Army. He was actually a veteran. And then he came out of the service and worked in a factory. There was a blast. There was a big, humongous explosion. And the guy he worked with was actually killed. And he was, maimed, and made it, a paraplegic, like I said. And he got banked. He got like $1 million, but it got eaten up with all the surgeries that it took to get him, into some semblance of a human being, some semblance of a person again. So you have to worry about the economic costs. You have to worry about the emotional costs. You have to worry about, so many different things that go into it. It's not, it's not for play. And like I said, like you said, I think Rick James and Height said, if your wife were paraplegic, while she was your wife, you'd stay with her. I respect that, but I also respect that if you left her, because that's, like I said before, you may not be up to the task, and it will be hell for both of you. So why would you want to have a hellish situation after one already hellish situation? She can marry a doctor. A doctor would know. She can marry a masseuse, or masseur, or she could be a masseuse. Honey. Um, she can marry trainers. She can do anything. The case that comes to mind, she was an actual vegetable, Terry Schiavo. They were questioning whether to take her off the life support or not. I mean, I say take her off life support. We have there was a friend in the family who had a tragic situation with his life, and it came down to whether we should what they say, pull the plug, essentially let him live out his life, last gasp of life. And that's what we did. That's what they did. That's the decision they made. It's very crucial. It's nothing to play with. I meant this as a serious question. I'm not trying to be flippant or funny or ha. Right now there are levels where you can be, because I hope the person with quadriplegia, is that the word? I hope, or whoever's quadriplegic has a sense of humor, and like most people with disabilities, they have their legs blown off in war. and they call themselves Stumpy or something like that. They have to have some kind of dark humor, gallows humor about them, or they'll go insane. And that goes for the issue of military personnel. People getting blown up and IEDs right now are still suffering from the pain that happened almost 20 years ago. Quadriplegic and paraplegics still not stunned by the pain of that day, that alive day. They said the day they have two birthdays, or they have 2 days in common so far. Their birthday and their alive day. Their alive day was the day that they got blown up, or were shot at, or shot and didn't get killed. So I would think, I'm pretty sure, I'm not 100% sure, but if you're 100% and you have a quadriplegia, I think, again, I hope that's the word. If you're quadriplegic, I would say that you would get 100% disability rating, and on top of that, you would get free care, free ramps and modifications to your vehicle. I think I'm just spitballing right now, estimating, that all this is happening. I can look it up, actually. VA benefits quadri. Okay. Okay, here we go. Here we go. This is crazy. This is crazy. This is crazy. Trilogy Integrated Resources. VA and spinal cord injury. The U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs. Hold on. It's not let me go. All right, but it says this. About a third of veterans with SCI are compensated $22.99, which is not up to date. This must be very old, because it's like in the 3,000 for being 100% disabled. A veteran rated by VA as 100% disabled may receive additional compensation if the injury resulted in loss of use of hands or feet and other disabilities. What does SCI mean? Oh, spinal cord injury. Okay, so that's what it is. Yeah, that's what a paraplegic would have. VA and spinal cord injuries. So, yeah, okay, it is. Oh, it's also called tetraplegia, quadriplegia. Meaning the same thing. Quad, tetra, they're all four. Yeah, so that's what's getting me. That's what's starting to press my buttons. Just the idea, the fact. I always wondered. I would think I would be able to, and I would be, and like that's a weird space to be in, to date a quadriplegic person, or to encounter a quadriplegic person on a romantic relationship level. That would be somewhat difficult, because they're going to be in their mind saying, well, they're just trying to milk me. They're just going to get money from me. They're going to try to get as much of my disability pay. They're going to try to look at the brave soul who stepped in when for the paraplegic, for the person who can't help themselves. Literally, they have no way of doing anything. That's very it's very dispiriting when you think about it. And I'm sure there's at least one person. We got 8 billion people in the world. One person on the SCI, a spinal cord injury, who has tetraplegia or quadriplegia, and there's nothing. They're looking for love. They're trying to find somebody. Are they going to look for somebody that also has quadriplegia? And you're going to need, you're both going to be in a position that you have problems with going through life. Is that I haven't seen that in the movies. I've seen quadriplegia, just them by themselves, and maybe with somebody with ability of their limbs, and then they have a relationship. But I haven't seen two quadriplegic persons in Hollywood. Maybe there are novels, maybe somewhere like that, but it depends on your value system. I think it depends on your ability to care for people and your ability to know yourself. You have to be. That's what I mean by being selfish. Not being, mean and nasty and denigrating everybody and belittling others. That's not what selfishness means. That's like that's worse than a caricature of selfishness. Selfishness is rational self-interest. And if you have rational self-interest in your partner, then you will do everything in your power to make sure that they have the best life possible. That's what it's about. That's what knowing who you are and what you are about, and letting other people know who you are. So this is a question I wanted to ask. I've always wondered it. I just put it in my head. Could I be with somebody that doesn't have the use of their legs or their arms? And what would I do if that would happen? Or if I met somebody that has a really great personality on the internet, and I found out, oh, you're quadriplegic. Yeah. Is that going to change anything? Is that going to make anything different? These are the questions you got to ask yourself. This is reality. This is human, behavior. These are the things you got to question. You have to know for yourself. Excuse me. These are the things that we have to, discover for ourselves. And what we're about. And see what ways we can be more powerful. Because you can be quadruples. And I'm saying it's, because that's a part of human relationships as well, the sexual element. Because if it's a woman, like I said, you can figure that out. If it's a man, I don't know. They might have treatments now. I don't know. Greg S says Rick James is going to discover Bussy by himself. Okay. I don't know where that came from, but all right. But just thinking on that, just contemplate on that. Just consider that whole scenario. I'm trying to think about as many situations and different possibilities as there might be. You have a quadriplegic, painter, just paints with their mouth. But they make beautiful portraits, big portraits that are wonderful and beautiful. They have the possibility of their brain and their mind. I'm not talking about vegetables, sadly. I'm not talking about vegetables. I'm talking about the people who have the lack of their arms and their legs, the capability to use them. That's what I'm talking about. It's a very sad situation, to be in. To know somebody, your family member, but your spouse. That's what I'm really talking about. A spouse, a romantic partner. Would you care for them? And I might break it up. I said marry, but I'm opening up for the possibility of your offspring. Would you care for your parent, your mother, your father? Not marry them, but now that I just think of it, I didn't say that in the title because I think that's the origin. You don't have a mother, or you don't have father, or mother until there's the romantic relationship has to take off, married or unmarried. I'm talking about married couples. So you have to consider all these things because it's very important. It's very beneficial to think about, to consider. It's something that we don't talk about in quiet conversation and respectable conversation. We don't really talk about that. But there has to be at least a million. I'm gonna say at least a million. 8 billion people. It's gotta be at least a million people that are quadriplegic all over the world. At least a million. Maybe more, maybe less, but somewhere in that area. It's gotta be with spinal cord injury resulting, from multiple accidents or severe illnesses or some kind of birth defect. And that's the question. What if your child has paraplegia or tetraplegia? Not just Mary. I might have to change the title. Maybe I should say, would you care for? Let me see. Would you care for? Let's say that. Care for and love. I don't know. I'm thinking about all these things after the fact, but I'm gonna try to stick it right there. Would you care for and love a quadriplegic? That's the best title, I think, because that encompasses more people. That encompasses, your father, your mother, your sister, your brother. Who's it gonna be? Who in the family is gonna take care of Rachel? Who's gonna take care of Ray? They're quadriplegic now. Everybody just scatter, or the one person stands in there, like starts rubbing their hands together, Birdman style. Yeah, I'm gonna take the disability checks. I'm gonna take at least 20% off all them checks. Yep, all them deposits. I'm gonna make sure I get my hands on them. I mean, you have to look at it like that. There are multiple viewpoints from where this could all stem. All of this could originate from various ways of looking at it. So, could you care for and love a quadriplegic? Because that's the question they ask themselves. Or the statement, nobody's going to care about me. Nobody's going to love me. Nobody's going to find who's going to love me. Who's going to care for me? Who's going to give a damn about me? Not like this. I'm not even a whole human being. I can't even move my arms or legs. What am I going to do with myself? How am I going to perform anything? How am I going to brush my teeth? Are people going to brush my teeth for me? Is there going to be some kind of robotic mechanism that's going to brush my teeth, wash my hands? How am I going to bathe myself? Am I going to have people that come in, paraprofessionals that are going to be able to turn me over and wipe my ass and clean off my vagina or wipe my penis? And this is serious stuff. I'm talking serious. This is reality. This is true. This is true. So it's Greg S is saying cold blooded, but yeah, it's cold blooded. It's real. This is a reality check. And I said, again, I might change the title again. But what would you do if you became a quadriplegic? Would you want someone else to take care of you that's in your family, or would you want outsiders, people to come in and take care of you? Would you make the option? I guess that could still be within the question. Could you love and care for a paraplegic, quadriplegic, or tetraplegic? I guess it still stands. I think it still stands. Greg asks us a good question. Have you ever had these conversations with a quadriplegic? The closest I ever had, like I said, was a paraplegic man that was, in a explosion. He was paralyzed from the waist down. I never met somebody that was quadriplegic, I don't think. But, I met a man that was paralyzed from the waist down. And I took, I did very light work. I didn't do the nurses stuff. It was at the VA hospital in Coatesville. and I just fed him his food. He always ordered, pizza and French fries and a bunch of stuff he probably shouldn't have, but he wants to enjoy it. He was in his like 70s, I think, when I met him. He's probably in his 80s or 90s now, but if he's still around, hopefully he's still around. He's a good guy. But yeah, that was the only conversation I had with a quadriplegic or a paraplegic. Excuse me. Never had a quadriplegic conversation. But we have 4. Moving on, thank you for entertaining that question, and it's gonna stay up. I'm gonna leave it as could you love and care for a quadriplegic? All right. So thank you for all the honest questions and responses. Now it's time for the open question period. Even if you don't have a dollar attached, like Greg asked and Rick James, I know Height already had dollars attached, so I'm gonna worry about him. And Baja Jackson came through. He has dollars attached to his name. But if you want to just ask any question, go ahead and do it. I'll try to see if I can answer them. All right. So if there's no questions, I can pack it up and leave. So I see 3 people in here. You guys might see 7 people, might see 80 people. I see 3 people. I've not reached my goal. My goal is, let me see, where we at? Where's the goal? We got $25 raised, $135 to go. Let's see if we can get $135 before the percentage runs out. You got 20% left. The gallery is quiet tonight, isn't it? I noticed that too, right? People aren't saying a lot. I don't know what the dilly is. What's the dillio? And what's the Julio? You're saying you said yourself. What? Okay, this is what's messed up. Greg S is saying Greg S. Does a woman ever deserve a backhand? If she strikes you first, sure. That's self-defense. If she punches you in the jaw, you should be able to slap her in the face. That's self-defense. But let's not let it ever come to that. That's the necessary. Let's not let the necessary occur. Yep. Where's that from? Anybody got the Height? I know you know. We'll never let the necessary occur. Yep. Right. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, it's 03 Bonnie and Clyde. 03 Bonnie and Clyde. Yep. Some Jay-Z nonsense. Can't think of the song. Jay-Z. What is it? Is it the Bonnie and Clyde? Exactly. 03 Bonnie and Clyde. Yep. We're old as hell. We're old. There are people that were born in 2003. We're old as I want to say. I'm not going to cuss on here as much as I can. But or as much as I can. Or as I can. I'm flipping all over the place. But yeah, we're 2003. That was 18 years ago. There's an 18-year-old. There's a whole adult somewhere that may have never heard that song in their life, and they're probably good for it because I hate that song in a lot of ways. The video is kind of cool, but I don't. That the beat is like ding 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 ding. It's a rip off of Tupac. I'm like, why is he ripping off of Tupac? He even like Jay-Z. Like, what is that about? It's kind of goofy. Yeah, so I thought that was strange to Jay-Z. Actually, I didn't think it was strange. Jay-Z would do anything for a quick buck. He's a businessman with one of the sharpest business minds. He said, you know what? He may not like me in real life, but maybe in death he probably likes me. I don't know. Height said he had to do that after Suge had him hemmed up in the hotel room. I didn't know about that. It was a roundabout way to pay off Suge some money with royalties. Ooh. Say artist is a legend. This is on my show. I'm saying artist is a legend. I've never heard this story before. He may have more knowledge than me, but this could be just a legend. This is all a legend. Allegedly, exactly. He says allegedly. Yeah. On my show, it's got to be a legend. I have no idea. I'm definitely not trying to have Jay-Z on me. For goodness sakes. That's not what I want to do. That's definitely not what I'm trying to do. So, what are you going to do? Yeah, well, Suge Knight can't run down on many people because he's still locked up behind bars. Let me go to that. So, I'm looking for it. Still looking for it. All right, hold on. I don't know if he's going to be exactly in here. No, he's not. Okay. But Suge Knight is locked behind bars, though, so we ain't got to worry about him. He's got 28 years on his head, so I got to worry about Suge Knight. I didn't see it yet. I didn't. Greg is asking, "What did you think of the creator?" I didn't see it yet. I heard bad things so far. I didn't hear any much good things, but I'll get to it one of these days. Maybe tonight. I'll watch movie night. I don't know. Oh, but it's Monday Night Football, and we got to see what the Eagles are going to do. This is a cowboy room. You don't support black actors, only the small. Well, who are the executives? Who are the producers? Are they not small hats? Am I confused? Am I wrong? Aren't the gatekeepers the people that hold the keys to the studios? Aren't they all small hat? Are most of them small hats? Yeah, John. Yeah, John Denzel Washington's son. Yeah, John. I can't even think of his name now that you say that. I'll look it up. David John. It's either John David or David John Washington. Let me see. David John David. Yeah, John David Washington. Yeah, John David Washington. Yeah, man. So like I said, if you like height puts him the dollars. I appreciate every single dollar he's ever put in. But height, if you can also, if it doesn't take much out of your day, let's say, hey, look at this goofy ass nigga right here. He got something to say. That's all you got to do. And then they say subscribe to this goofy mug. That's all you got to do. Greg saying, hey, look at this bum nigga. He got the hat all crazy. He's got a tie on and a black shirt. I think he's Dominican, but look, he got some heat. He's got some topics that most people don't want to talk about, and the news stories of the day. Something like that. I would appreciate that. I would sincerely appreciate it. Even if I didn't get another dollar, I'm serious. The subscriptions will outweigh any of the donations. That's as serious as I can get. It's all about subscriptions on YouTube. It's about the likes. It's about the subscriptions. When you get to the point, I'm not at that point, super chats, which I'm probably not going to use because you got to pay taxes for them. You got to pay taxes on super chats, so probably not going to use them. But Cash App, and I'll try to keep it cool with PayPal, because I think you have to pay taxes with them too. But Cash App, you definitely don't have to. Whoa, here we go. Sam Woods. Not sure why YouTube suggested this bullshit, but I'm finally going to see what the WTF is going on with you, Batiman. Sam Woods. Sam Woods. Oh, you're welcome here. You seem like a hater. Seem like a hater. A subjective hater at that. Have you donated yet? Donated $50? Yeah. I might have missed it. It comes up, and then I miss. Can't who offers me money. I'll give you my Cash App. See, I like YouTube suggestions. You never know what you can find. Keith. Salute to Keith. Keith, you know. So Sam Woods, you got this. You're the player of the game tonight. No, actually, it's Baja Jackson. He dropped $25 on me, so he's the player of the game tonight. But you're like the most improved, because you improved from whack ass niggas to a real nigga who's about his bullshit. I'm on my shit. I'm on my square. And welcome to the party. Thank you for stopping by. I have 5 people viewing right now with 5 likes. I like that. That makes sense. Sometimes it's more than, so you'll just stop in, boop, let me hit the like and get out. But I got 5 people and 5 likes, so I definitely appreciate it. Seriously. And you got 9% left, so I got my money for the night. I didn't reach my goal. One day I'm gonna reach my goal of 160. I double it every time I reach my goal, and I stick to it until I reach it, and then I double it again. I see how much I can get in an hour's worth of time. So I appreciate it. See, now we got some silly stuff. We got a face with the laughing. Then we have question. Sam Woods. Oh, I like this. He says, "Nah, boy, I gave you a thumb down." Well, apparently I got 5 people watching me and 5 people viewing, so gotta have some thumbs up. 6 people watching now, 5 people viewing. For Ayor, you didn't say your name right, or you didn't say your letters right. I mean, you mean for sure instead of for RA? Did you graduate high school? Did you get your GED? So, saying what YouTube been on some other shit for a couple years now, not showing the counting the thumbs. I agree. There should be the counting the thumbs down. What is that? Is that some little 13-year-old white girl that makes $13 million a year, and if she sees one down thumb, she's gonna slit her wrist or something? Like, what was their impetus? What was their whole rationale for taking away the thumbs down? And you can't go to the about section anymore on people's channels. You can't see how many views they got. Sam Wood says, "You know what it is? No need to correct it." Oh, you know what it is. No need to correct it. Well, there is a need to correct it if you're going to be a rational human being and have a mind. There is a need to correct it. I like Keith. I can understand. I don't know what Keith is laughing at, but it's funny that he's laughing. What do y'all got? Y'all got probably like, let me see. Yeah, still 9% left. You can ask all the questions. Sam Woods, ask questions if you like. You're new, so I'm gonna give you a pass on a dollar amount. Heights laughing. Everybody's laughing. Hope they're laughing at me, not with me. No, laugh at me. Laugh at my goofy ass. So you can just laugh at me? That's funny. Did you hear that Lil Wayne 2 Chainz album yet? I have heard it. I wasn't disappointed. I wasn't disappointed. I like the storyline. I like 50 Cent on there. He's saying it like it's a story. Like I can't remember what song it was, but he had, that was pretty cool. All right, Sam was, you got no answers that I have questions about. Well, then why the hell are you here? Why don't you get the hell out of here? You can stay all you want, but if you don't have any questions or you're not, concerned with what we're talking about, you can kick rocks. Andre 3000. Let's talk about the album. I talked about this last week. Talked about this last week. The flutes. I was not impressed, but I respect it. I was expecting it to be like very, lively. It's a chill. It's definitely a chill album. You're not gonna get, too much hype. I'm waiting for a song, that's hype and, um, very energetic, but it's very laid back. They're very, contemplative, introspective, kind of different vibes. So that's what I got from the Andre 3000 offering. Because there's so many words. You say album, well, they don't call them albums anymore. Well, it's a playlist. Oh, okay, it's a playlist. Whatever. I still say albums because you have a collection of songs and they're all, somewhat related on the same set. It's an album, even though it's not on a vinyl, record. But people are using vinyls now, so it goes either way. It is fire though. It is fire. It's fire. The not the Andre 3000 is cool. It's ice. It's like a cool breeze. But the Lil Wayne 2, was it Holly Grove 2? I think it's called. I'm not 100% sure, but I think that's what it's called. Sam Woods, he says, you waiting to see 3 Stacks play a skin flute? Not gonna happen. I'm not waiting to see him play a skin flute. I was just commenting on the flutes that he was playing, which were actual instruments. Hope that helps. I don't know what goes on in your personal life that you may, be fantasizing about men playing skin flutes, but that's not me over here. Not me over here, Sam Woods. Yeah. Sam Woods got some deep-rooted issues, definitely. Certainly. I agree with you, Hype. So that's the funny part. I maintained this many viewers this time. That's pretty good. I'm getting my watch hours up. Dot focus, yeah. Dot focus. My goal is 100 and what is it? 135 hours to go. Can you chip away at that? If you can't, at least tell 2 people about me. And that's a problem. LOL FOH. Yeah. And it seems like it's a problem. You got some decent issues, sir. You might want to solve them. You might want to solve them. All right. I mean, there's Baja Jackson. He says, I pledge. And he said, and he comes through. He came through tonight with $25. Can you do the same, Dot Focus? Can you do something with $50? Can you do $100? Do what you can, but I'm just asking. If you can do 50 or 100, you'll be in my Scholars 50 Club for contributing $50 or more in a month to the broadcast. We have November membership, Chelsea with her glasses on, Spirit Smooth Tunes, and Height, who's in the room right now if you're talking. But let me give you a quick ad. Spirit Smooth Tunes on YouTube. Go to his channel and you will be amazed. You will see how much in-depth his different videos are with the Gap Band, Rolls Royce, Najee, Anita Baker, Michael Jackson, Luther Vandross, Whitney Houston, R&B legends, and neo soul, smooth jazz. Check him out. Smooth Tunes on YouTube.com. What you want to ask me, Dot Focus? Ask away. And when you do cross that 50 line, I'll give you a wrench. When you get a wrench, you can promote as many different businesses, whatever you have, your channels, whatever you want. You can promote that on this on my site, on my channel. Yeah. That's the name. Yeah. Buddy wasted money advertising on your John. Hey, I appreciate it. You must be from Philly, Sam Woods. Are you going to make sure you watch the Eagles, the Yardbirds, the Yard Turds? Okay, I appreciate that, Dot 50. Effort. Salute to everyone who ever donated to Sky Machine. Appreciate that, Keith. See, I appreciate that. I appreciate the hate. I need hate. Hate. Next person to say something while I'm talking is getting shot. Anybody remember that? That's where Choice Star Terrain was on. I didn't even realize it until it was later. I was like, wait a minute, that's the guy. I was listening to the radio. I was like, wait, that's the guy that was on Chappelle's. I was like, what? Dallas. Well, I'm not a Dallas fan. This is my dad's room. I support them sometimes. It depends on what the case is. But for the most part, I do support them. The Cowboys. They're America's team. Get down or lay down. They're most, as soon as it starts, I'm up off your bullshit 100 laughs. See, I need Sam Woods. Sam Woods is good. Sam Woods is great. See, I got 8 people in here now. 8 people for no reason. I got 19%. It's under the percentage, so I only can go for a few more. I'm gonna see if I can get 8 likes. Let me see 8 likes on here. 6. Okay, now it goes down to 6. Let me see if I can get 6 likes. 6 likes going once. 6 likes going twice. 6 likes, and you're out of here. Like, I'm out of here. Hey, Thank you for bouncing with me, rolling with me. I appreciate every single dollar that Baja Jackson laid on my head. So I got my 6 likes. Thank you, 6 people. Thanks, Sam Woods, for coming through. I appreciate you for stopping by, for being new. You got a record 8 views because of me. Hey, I appreciate that. Thank you. Peace to Height. He's always somebody. I didn't hit him up for money tonight because he knows what it is. He's already in the 50 club for November. So I appreciate it. And Keith, thank you. I appreciate you, sir. Who am I missing? I'm missing somebody. Greg S, of course, Rick James. Appreciate both of you. So let's get this money, hate on each other, make each other stronger, and I will see you tomorrow. Thank you very much. Take care.